And a really good evening to everybody tuning in on tonight's race in RPM Esports F1 High Gear Division. We are in round 11 Russia. I'll be your commentator for tonight, always Rick 2, and I will be welcomed by one of my favorite co-coms, John. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, all good here, and I'm really excited about tonight's race. So, how are you thinking about High Gear Russia tonight?
I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest. I think we should see some really good racing. Obviously, we've got Sminotla challenging for the title tonight. He needs to finish first or second, and he takes the title. So
yeah, as my calculation goes, if Sminotla gets top 3 finish in front of Leo, he is almost secured on the championship for tonight, and I'll know for sure that his teammate will be very glad at it as well, and so will be the overall Red Bull team. So yeah, let's see what Sminotla can do here tonight with Leo just behind him in the championship standings with only 53 points behind. As ISRL Sprunky is the first car on track, and he will be the first one to set a lap in with a time. Let's go with him on board a bit. He's now currently in the second DRS zone of Sochi. And what are your thoughts on this track, John?
I enjoyed it, to be fair. Some of the curbs are very tricky. If you ride them a bit too much, it just sends you into a barrier. But
yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed it. It's quite a good track, really. I think there's some with the 2 DRS zones as well. There's a lot of chances to overtake, so I'm hoping to see some good racing.
Yeah, and there are 2 really long DRS zones as well, with a bit of a knick in it, of a turn. But yeah, so the DRS zones will definitely make things exciting, and also the fact that this track comes so close to the wall on every part of it. So let's see if these guys can keep it out of the wall and just get a really good lap in. And have a solid race. As you do see a few cars getting out on the medium tires, so it's going to be FCT the best, Barker and Sminotla as well. So both Red Bulls currently on the same strategy. We got, and all the way down in the list, we got Boris, Colin, Big Bucky, who is reserving for tonight, CJ Butch, and Shix also on the mediums. Also Shix will be reserved in the Mercedes for tonight's race. And we see a few guys coming into the chat. We have RPM Spritzy wishing good luck to all drivers on track tonight. Also Boris is in chat, but yeah, he's also on track, so he can't talk too much. And F1 Richie joining us again as well as a loyal viewer on the RPM streams. So welcome guys to tonight's stream, and I hope these guys can make a big show for you all tonight as Sprunky goes off. And that's on the chicane of sector 3, just after the DRS zone, and he's hit the wall quite bad there and lost his left front wing left front tire completely. Yeah, he also lost his wing, but yeah. So no lap for Sprunky, as Andrew is now the first car who made a lap in, and it's a 1:31.9. And look at Colin going in the Ferrari again. On the mediums with a 1:30.6. This guy is just so freaking fast, and definitely showing that he is also one of the drivers who's gonna challenge Sminotla tonight for the championship.
He comes from another planet. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, for sure, he must be. He must be.
And we have a full dry race.
Ah, look at that, and thanks for TAS Telemetry System for giving us that info for every race we have. For the people who are not familiar with our TAS system, it's a TAS Telemetry System who shows our commentaries, our commentary And the drivers on track, all drivers standings and statistics while the race and qualifying is going on. And but yeah, look at Leo coming up in P3 as well. So currently he's still on top of Sminodla, but he's of course still on the lap. He invalidated his second stint, and Lucis is on P2. So that's also a good qualifying for both the McLaren so far. Rodzilla, also one of our reserves. He's in P5, which is yeah, it's a really good time for someone who's reserving in the Aston Martin here tonight. In the place of Feral Fury. Barker is also one of the cars who set a lap in on the mediums, and he did a 1:32 flat. And yeah, that's a good lap for a medium stint, but we all know he can do better. And let's see if he is on improving lap. I don't know for sure, because he still has a lot of VRS, so I don't think he is. And yeah, I know I missed a good race yesterday, Richie. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I would have loved to be in there yesterday, but yeah, work got up. And but next week I'll be back, and I will be challenging you. And let's see what Sminodla's gonna do. He's currently on a lap on the medium tire. He's already hitting the 130, so he won't be challenging the Ferrari, but he's joining his teammate, and that's really close towards each other for both the Red Bulls. Only 400ths of a second separating them in P7 and 8, and they will both be looking at a soft stint, I guess, to try and attack the top 3 positions. As most of the cars now having a lap in, only Brent R1D44 and Big Buggy still not on the time. So do you have any predictions for tonight's race, John?
Well, you can't rule out Colin, can you, with that sort of pace?
No.
If he keeps that up all race, I think
Yeah.
we're going to have to look.
Oh, I see yellow.
I'm going to go and back Sminotla tonight. I think he's going to get second place at least.
You're gonna say Spinot is at least gonna get a second place in the race.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good prediction. I think Spinotla will be very happy to get that P2 position in, and also be the first high gear champion of RPM.
Yeah.
Yes, we already got 2, I believe. Now.
Red Bull taking the constructors last night as well. I would love to say that I helped with that, but I don't think it is.
Every point counts, man. Every point counts. So yeah, Red Bull already taken the constructors, and we already got Deck as low gear champion, and I think I kind of missed how it was in mid gear.
Yeah, Jetfish is the champion.
Oh yeah, oh, look at that.
He won it last night, so.
And we already got 2 champions there, Jetfish and Deck, and Spinotla looking for the 3rd title there. This Big Buggy is still on a lap here in its 2nd DRS zone. And this is a tricky corner under the bridge. It's easy to lose the rear here, in my opinion. But he keeps it nice and clean, and goes for quite a fast lap so far. It's looking good.
And we have Richie in the chat saying lots of points for Ferrari, please. Could gain some spots in the combine constructors.
Yes, so far Ferrari is looking good on the pole position. And Flying Boy Val will definitely try his best to get those points in for Ferrari team as well.
And Spritzy has asked, let's see Colin's lap.
Want to see Colin's lap? He's on
Yeah,
a
but he's
soft
just
stint.
started now.
He's on a soft stint. And let's see what he's gonna do then. And let's get an eye out for all the other cars coming over the line as well. As Andrew actually got into P4. Oh, and there goes Leo with a pole position time at 1:30.4.
That's a really good time from Leo.
That's a really good lap. And Lerner on Colin is actually improving, but he spun. He spun on the exit of turn 5 in my quick counting, and that's a really unfortunate lap for the Ferrari here, who just lost pole position time, and he was up almost 2/10 on his lap.
Yeah, that's a shame for him. But at least he's got enough time to get back in the pits and come back out for another run.
Yeah, that's a good thing for sure. Yeah, that's why you wanted to see it, Spritzy. It's for the comp scores. You wanted him to spin. You did it on purpose. We got currently on board with RPM Baku, who's having a purple sector 2. He already said to us that his sector 2 isn't the best part of this track, but he got it purple tonight. And let's see what his time is gonna be. It's a 1:31.2, and that brings him to P4. And his teammate is still in the pit lane. FCT the best is on the lap as well. Let's switch to the Williams and give him some airtime here, as he is in the fast second DRS zone as well. And he's 6/10 up. And with 6/10 up, he will be hitting a 1:30.9 so far. And now he's having a purple sector 2. So I guess the sector 2 position isn't the best sector for any driver so far. Not even for Leo, as people still improving there. And there he goes, and it's a 1:30.8, and that's a P3 position for FCT the best, knocking off Lucis and Barker off the second starting row. And now let's see what the other cars who are gonna improve their times gonna do. You think the mid-gear reserves are gonna keep up in the race as well?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Six just took the P8 position.
Big Puggy was quite fast actually last night, so
yeah, let's hope he can take that line with him tonight as well. So Bente Brandon is now actually in the qualifying as well, and he still has time to set a lap in. I believe he isn't that bad looking on the standings as well. No, he's in 6th position. So that's a solid position to race here tonight. This R1D44 just invalidated this lap again as well. And let's switch to our championship leader for a second, who's on an out lap, making room for cars coming up. This will be a Ferrari and McLaren. Oh, and it's actually Colin and Spinotla behind each other on an out lap. This big buggy just passed the Ferrari, but we're gonna focus on Spinotla first and see if he can get into that top 10 position, top 3 position.
he's under a bit of pressure now as well with Leo putting that time in, so
yeah, well,
be interesting to see what he can do.
I think he is under a lot of pressure, with Lucis doing really well as well, also, and yeah, Colin and Leo on the first starting row together, and there's only a 2/10 gap between those two. So let's see what Minotla is gonna do. If you can keep an eye on Colin, his time so far, then we will get all the information we need to see if Sminotla is in a comfortable position after the qualifying.
And Ivan in the chat saying, come on R1D, Boris, Shiggs and Sprunky.
Oh, he's supporting a lot of drivers here.
He is, he is.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the stream tonight, mate. Hope you enjoy it, and hope that drivers on track tonight will give a big show to you. And to us as well, of course. Otherwise, it's gonna be really boring for us as well. And we just can't leave the stream. You guys can just put the stream off and watch tonight's mid-gear race again. Get some views in there as well.
It's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
It was a really great stream last night.
Yes, Sminotla's almost on the end of sector 3 now. And I believe he was improving, so let's see if he kept that line up. Was already in the 29s. Oh, and it's a 130.9. So he's joining his teammate again, who's on an outlap as well. Let's see about Colin. And there he goes. And that's a 130 flat. And almost a 610 improvement. So Colin takes back the pole position.
I'm just wondering, does he do lessons?
He says he's still a learner driver. But I need to go to that driving school then as well.
He must be going to the Arno Opmere school.
Yeah, exactly. And both the Red Bulls looking good and looking to be challenging both the McLarens. And further down the grid we got Boris also on the lap, and he's in front of the Red Bull of Parker as Benta Brandon retired, and that's a crash, and I believe it's one of the Ferraris. Red Bulls, who can see, let's see, where is he? Oh, there he is. Into the wall after the yeah, it's not a really fast, it's what is turn 8. It's not a really fast sector, but and I guess this pretty much screwed up Barker's lap. Oh, so Boris is also in the wall. Oh, yeah, also he's gone. DNF out of qualifying, and that's a shame for Boris in P12. Oh, Flying by Vel taking a bit of slipstream here from the Red Bull of Barker, and that's a sneaky one. Let's see if it helped him as well, and that he can come into the top 10.
So
and it did improve.
Sminotla with some work to do in the race then.
Yeah, on P5 he will definitely need to try to get a better position from there, but luckily for him his teammate is just behind him, and we do know Andrew has some really good pace, so does Lucis, so Barker can maybe hold up Andrew a bit and try to help him out with pushing on Lucis. Maybe even Sminotla helping Barker out and keeping him in the DRS zone after lap 3, and try to get both the Red Bulls on the podium.
Yeah. Barker would absolutely love that one.
Yeah, and I guess you wouldn't mind as well.
Nope. Well, it's It's already won now.
Oh yeah, now we get there. Yeah, yeah, it's already won. So yeah, that's the qualifying for tonight. John, please take the pleasure of telling us the grid of tonight's race when it shows up
Sure.
again. Because I'm looking at the ST, I believe. There we go.
So in P1 and 2, we have Alien Colin and Leo. Third and fourth, FCT the best and loosest. Fifth and sixth, Sminotla and Baka. Seventh and eighth, Andrew and Rosilla. Ninth and 10th, Shigs and CJ Butch. 11th and 12th, Big Puggy and Boris. 13th and 14th, RPM Cosmo and Flying Boy Val. 15th and 16th, R1D44 and Jaden. And then 17th and 18th, ISRL Sprunky, Banter Brandon. And in 19th, we have Brent.
Yeah, and Brent didn't set a single lap in. So I'm guessing what went wrong there. Shack Attack coming into the chat as well. Smirnoff gonna win the championship, and that's the big question now. He's in P5 and has quite some fast guys in front of him, and we all know turn 1 on this track can be chaotic.
He's got quite a bit of work to do if he wants to win it tonight. And we've got Brent saying, I wanted to start last.
Ah, you sneaky. You sneaky. You just want to avoid all the carnage at turn 1.
Yep.
And then scoop a few positions away. And before you know it, he's on the podium.
I'm sure we'll have a safety car at some point as well. With Russia, there's not a lot of runoff area, is there? So if anybody
No,
DNFs, it's pretty much a safety car guaranteed, isn't it? So
there's definitely not a lot of runoff to this race. I mean, almost on all parts of the track there's a wall within 1 meter of the track. What a blob, yeah. What a blob.
But it's lining up to be a really good race though, with Sminotla in 5th and needing to get past Leo, so
for sure, the excitement of the race is definitely coming up now with Sminotla exactly on P5, yeah, and we've seen the pace of Colin already, and I don't want to mention it too much, but Leo is surprisingly fast so far as well. Of course, there was a 4/10 gap between him and Colin on the first and second position, but yeah, it's all about race pace, and if you get the right strategy done here tonight, it will definitely be a game changer. And I think Andrew and Lucis are really gonna put some pressure on both the Red Bulls there as well, as they have them in a really good position, of course.
yeah. And they've got Rosilla just behind as well, who was very fast last night, so
yeah, I mean, Rotilla and Shix are both on P8 and 9, and for reserve drive here in high gear, as we know, high gear is really fast and challenging every race again, and these guys being up in P8 and 9 really shows they are consistent, and if they get the chance and the room to get a clean race or a clean qualifying, they can really be a factor. And also for Big Buggy, of course. He's also just be outside the top 10.
yeah, so the mid-gear guys are showing some really good pace, really.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, yeah, well, outside the top 10 we only got 3 cars on a soft strategy. It's gonna be Boris, Flying Boy Val and Sprunky. So let's see how that will work out for those 3. And the grid is lining up now. We're gonna be having lights on in a few moments. Evil Master, welcome. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights, and then they are off and we are racing here. Sochi high gear, round 11 RPM Esports. As it does look like a really good start from Leo, FCT and Eiler or Colin. Also both the McLarens are having a blast of a start. Oh, and there's contact! There's contact and loses spun, and that's a big carnage in the back of the grid. With a lot of guys hitting the McLaren car there, with Spinotla as one of them. And Spinotla has a lot of damage there on the right front wing. And I believe you can see also Cosmo having no wing left. I think that was a major crash on the back. And there we have 5 seconds for Jaden for ignoring yellow flags, and I think yeah, that's really unlucky for him there. I believe, yeah, Shix also caught up with some damage. Maybe Sprunky got away with him. No, also Sprunky got some damage.
Lucist is also showing damage on TAS.
Yeah, he had contact. I believe he had contact with his teammate or with FCT in the front, and there was small contact, but enough to get him spinning. And that damaged a lot of the cars. Oh, and that's a drive-through penalty for iLearner or Colin.
And we have Backer, Brent and Boris all showing front wing damage also.
Oh my god, that's big carnage. And Leo has no damage, so neither does FCT. And Colin already going for his drive-through, and exactly, I would have done the same thing there. And look at the train of cars coming into the pit lane here. It's a major turn 1 carnage. And all started with small contact on the McLaren. Yeah, I don't think Lucius could have done anything different.
Yeah, it was just one of those really. Like, it's unavoidable for a lot of the drivers there, so.
But let's get back into the action as Andrew had a blast of a start. Oh, and he spun as well! Andrew into the wall. Into turn, I don't know which turn it was. But he's still driving, but he has major damage there on the left front wing. And now he also needs to pit again as well. And this is going to change a lot of things for the McLarens. And yeah, this is just really big carnage here. And I think that was the commentator's curse as well, because I just was complimenting him on his start with his teammate, and then after that he just completely spun. But look at Flying Boy Velgo. He didn't get any damage, and he's running P4. And with his teammate in P7, now currently in P6, as he overtook R1D44, the Ferrari team is looking for really decent points in the first few laps of the race. And look at Brazilla in P3.
Yep.
He has a 6 second gap. He will be very glad with that one.
And if things stay as they are right now, this smashes the championship wide open.
This really changes the championship, especially for Leo, as Spinotla doesn't get back into high points. Leo will just grab a big amount of points and will challenge him even closer with only 1 round to go after this race.
Yeah, I'm very surprised there wasn't a safety car with that first incident.
Same. Colin now running P5. Barker fell down to P11. He's still running behind CJ Butch. And look at the train in front of Barker. Currently on grid, he's running the medium tires. And yeah, we can already see like 7 till P19 are all on fresh tires.
Interesting to see no one try to put the odds on and go to the end.
Yeah, I don't know if the hards would work. I don't know what the pace on the hards is, to be honest. Oh, Barker
Yeah,
is running the softs, by the way. I was looking at CJ Bush. That's such a...
when I done some practice on the hards, they wasn't fast at all compared to the mediums. But I thought we would have had at least one driver try it, but
Yeah, same. I mean, we've seen it in Monday practice. I've seen it a lot as well. People going for the hard tires after a turn 1 incident or something happened in the first lap. Getting damage or stuff.
FCT's really close to Leo now.
Yeah, as I watch Barker now overtake CJ Boots. CJ Boots giving all the room he needs, knowing Barker will be faster on those softs and with the DRS open. And Colin is really closing in on his teammate, and yeah, there we go, FCT on the DRS towards Leo now, and he takes a line and he's over the line for Leo and takes the P1 position in that Williams car. So for the P1 and 2 position, it's really ain't done yet. After 4 laps, we got no big runners with a big gap. We just got battling in front, and that's exactly how we want to see it in a championship race. Well, all the excitement is in the mid pack, I believe, as we got Boris getting tailed by Brandon, but he's just hunting Big Puggy there. And Big Puggy must be really glad being running P7 after a start in P11.
Shigs is really close to Andrew as well now.
Oh, and that was close for Brandon, almost on the back of Boris there, but he got away safely there. Yeah, unfortunately for Shigs, he was one of the cars who got caught up in the turn 1 accident. And yeah, now this shows he's battling in P14 with one of the cars who had a really unlucky race so far as well. And but he's doing good. Yeah, we can't say anything about that. Brent wanted to start in the back and he's now running P12, so he's doing really good so far, but it doesn't seem like Smirnotla is anything getting near Jaden at the moment. Of course, he's running a different tire strategy now, but so far Smirnotla, he is definitely not having a race here. Oh, and he overshoots there. It looks like he didn't brake at all. And in my opinion, it looks like his balance in the car is just completely gone. Running really wide over the curbs on the exit as well.
He could have some side pod damage.
Yeah, could have been.
I'll have a quick look now.
And he's just falling down and down and down on time. I think he indeed has some floor damage or something. And yeah, that's something you can't repair in a pit stop.
TAS is saying Smirnotla was hit by Big Puggy.
So it could be rear damage something as well.
Yeah.
As FCT is now running behind Leo again. But here comes his DRS, and is it close enough for the overtake? That we're gonna see any moment now. With the lay brake he could make it, but no, he chooses to not do it, as Leo has a bad exit there, losing his rear a bit, and this gives FCT the best, a really good position. Leo seems to be really struggling on his rear. Losing it a bit every exit of the corner and running wide then.
Looking at TAS, he's currently his rears are on 32% wear.
So that could definitely be be the factor on Leo. And we do not the soft run off really early, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And having such a fast corner in the first part of the track won't work as well, won't help as well. Barker climbed his way back up, and there goes my phone. As Barker climbs his way back up in P10, and now he's looking at some decent points again. Of course, till P15 you still get points, but and there goes Colin past his teammate, and Flying Boy Val now in P5, but he can still be glad with that position.
And Sminotlo isn't showing any damage on TAS, so maybe that incident at the start has rattled him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Of course, we can't see all the damage on the car as far as DAS system goes, but it gives us a good indicator. And maybe, yeah, something went wrong after that crash for Sminotla. I mean, I believe he hit Lucist really hard. As we got a big bell going on here in front, and Barker is having a front row seat here with a late break on Big Buggy, and that's the inside line on the next corner. That's a really nice overtake from RPM Barker on Big Buggy, and now taking P9 position. Looking at Boris's rear now with Benter Brandon in front of him, and this is a 4-car train forming up with Brent coming up as well. And let's see, because this is going to be 3 cars in the DRS, and Brandon will be under big pressure. Here comes Boris. Is it enough? It's definitely not enough for Barker. Boris braking late, running wide, and Barker having the better exit here. But Boris keeps it nice and clean on the middle line of this corner, and that gives a really good defending position on the Red Bull. Oh, and Barker spun! Barker spun, and I believe Big Buggy could just escape him. But Barker spun in a battle with Boris, and now he's down the order again. Rejoining track now.
And Spritzy in chat, Backer is looking at Boris's rear. That's amazing.
Yeah. I just heard it. I heard it after I said it. I heard it after I said it, and then I just hope, like, no. Let's hope nobody heard it. But yeah.
Spritzy's the curse, man. Every time he mentions someone, something happens.
Yeah, true. So RPM Barker now all the way down the grid. And there goes Brendan. And that looks like a really weird position to just crash into the wall. Straight. Maybe outbraked himself or something like that, but and yeah, the car's still there. And that's unfortunate for Brendan, who started at the back and couldn't hold the car on track apparently, and lost it into the wall, and he's now out of the race. And Sprunky under the pressure of Jaden here. Sprunky looking really good so far. He was also caught up with the turn 1 incident. I believe half the grid was, so it doesn't really matter. And Andrew caught up with Shix again, and Shix is looking at the attack on CJ Butch. As Leo goes for the pit, and FCT decides to run another lap on those soft tires. Rodzilla goes for another lap, and Colin going in as well. Ferrari is not double stacking, and Flying by Val will continue his lap on these tires. And let's see how it's gonna be following. Leo and Colin both on the medium tires. They will come out just behind each other, I believe. No, Leo got a gap with R1D44 between them.
And FCT, when Leo pitted, had 100% ERS. So.
Oh yeah, that could be an amazing in-lap then.
Yeah, if he can get a good in-lap now, he might be able to come out in front.
Yeah, maybe he can do the undercut, overcut. I mean, the gap is... It's a 23-second gap. And a pit stop... What is a pit stop time here? I don't know, like what, 25 or something like.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
Well, if you're sure in the chat, just throw it in. I believe it's like 25 or 24 seconds. So it might be interesting to see where FCT is coming out, as he's pitting now, and Leo is entering the last few corners. Flying by Val going in as well. And Rodzilla still going. And Williams is now running away. And Leo coming up. And no, it didn't work.
And Mirko in the chat saying 25 seconds for sure.
Thank you, Mirko. My man. But it's still really close. It's only 2-second gap. So I guess Leo had a really good outlap on those tires. And the gap on Colin is still big as well. So we are looking for the battles a bit, and as the gaps are starting to form a bar, except for Andrew just behind CJ Butch, and these two are being battling.
He just got past Shigs as well just before.
Oh yeah, Shigs was just behind CJ Butch. But CJ Butch seems to be having some damage or something, as he's running real slow through the corners and running wide as well. Got yellow, and I don't know who it was. I think Jaden. But I don't know for sure.
And Bakker has just pitted again.
Flying by Val went in as well, and he came out in P10. And just
Andrew getting past CJ Butch there.
Yeah, and Flying by Val just in front of Lucist, and he's running the fresher tire. So that's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, running to P4. He already pitted, and that's P5. I guess it will stay P5 for Rodzilla. So that's a good strategy so far for the Aston Martin car.
Yep, and our R1D44 will have to pit again as well. So
yeah, as well. Oh, and Brand is out. What happened to Brand? That looks like a turn 1 incident, and it's a full car safety car! And now it's gonna be interesting.
Yep. That's what we needed.
And now it's gonna be really interesting. Spinotla, it went just a moment to pit. And that's an interesting one. Barker just pitted the lap before this. And he has a lot of cars in front of him with 9 laps on the tires. Now it's gonna be an interesting one. Can this help both the Red Bulls out and redeem themselves in this race?
Well, I'm sure both of them would have been praying for this safety car. So.
And Brand actually in chat. So Tell us, Brent, what happened in that crash? You were running really good.
The starting from last strategy was paying off.
My car at the turning circle of a boat. That's a good description. And there goes all the people in, and I don't know what Colin is gonna do, but he's going for the softs. R1D44 going for the heart. Boris is going for the softs as well. Can the softs do 12 laps?
Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're fresh.
Fresh softs can do 12. Oh, that's a good strategy then. But they will wear off a lot at the end then, I guess.
Yeah, well, plus they'll do another lap under the safety car at least, won't they? So.
Yeah, because all the people pitting. And, but so far, it didn't really help out our Red Bull team. Based on the pit stops. Sminot is still far away, and Barker has an 8-second gap. What, 6? Jesus, that was a big gap. Well, yeah, so, it's gonna be interesting.
Whilst the safety car's out, we'll go into the RPM press room.
Go ahead, take the show.
What question would you like the answer to, Rick?
Go for question 2.
How much practice do you usually get in before the race, and how important is practice for you? So, we have got Boris, maybe twice prior to the race. Setup is more important than track time.
Agree.
Leo has said no practice. I don't believe that somehow.
No, same.
FCT has said, I think on average like 1 hour, depends on how much free time I have. These guys practice less than me. And Bakker has said, 5 laps of TT most of the time since I just don't have the time.
And that really shows.
Yeah.
As he's in P15. He will get point though. He will get a point. As he finished P15, he will get a point. But yeah, I guess it really depends on the driver. How much practice you need. And of course, it's all about the race as well. As we can see now, I guess guys like, let's say Barker, for example. Yes, barely has practice, but he still got a P6 position in the qualifying. He was just really unlucky in the start of the race. And so were a lot of other cars on track as well. But let's go for another one.
Okay, bear with me. So, we will go for question 4, which is, which driver in your respective division gave you the best race you can remember? By best, we mean cleanest, funniest, and or most memorable. So Boris has said, I don't know, Bakker is a fair driver, not much fights with anyone this season. Leo has said Sminotla at Silverstone. I remember that race well. Both of them battled for the entire race.
Yeah, for sure. Barker won the race, I believe. Yeah, he won that race. But Leo and Sminotla were just constantly battling.
Yeah. FCT has said, I don't know, had some solid battles, can't remember with who. And Bakker has said, I like having battles with Ariel, Farrell, Fury. Always great fun. Also, from my personal view, Silverstone was the one to remember.
Yeah, for sure. His first RPM victory. But the curse is still not gone for all the admins and staff. Oh, and what's the big buggy doing? Big Buggy spun on the safety car on the exit of the chicane.
I did exactly the same thing Tuesday.
Well, that happened. Leo had a blast of a start. He already has 1.6 second gap on Rodzilla as Flying Boy Vel now gets overtaken by his teammate. He gives him all the room as well, knowing he is just not faster on that tire and not faster than the driver himself. Boris looking good at P5 actually, to be honest, and he must be having a really good restart as well. Sprunky going for P7. So I guess a few guys were just looking, paying attention. And that's a really interesting safety car restart. Barker now in P12 as Minotla in P15. Definitely not enough points for a championship leader. And CJ Butch keeps running wide, and I guess he has damage somewhere, something like that. And now it's going to be a really interesting race as Colin is just on the tail of Rodzilla here. Rodzilla pulling all his defenses up and keeps it. Oh, and gives just enough room for Colin to pass, and now gets into the P3 position. Boris looking at a really good restart as well, and the Haas team is really looking good for the continuing of the race.
And it's looking like Richie's going to get his wish. The two Ferrari boys in good points positions at the moment.
Yeah, if it keeps it like this, Ferrari will take really solid points here tonight. And seeing Colin is on the softs as well, he might even take 40 points for the win. And down the order we got FCT with not a really good safety car rerun so far. As he fallen back towards Barker a bit, but he's on a soft tire and it can still being recovered. Spinatla still not having the race he wants, and Big Buggy, yeah, he's all the way down the grid. As he's
and Sprunky just getting pressed Andrew.
Oh, and Andrew taking a bet.
Yep.
Side by side still, Sprunky choosing wisely and not trying to overtake in that corner. And will be patient for the next one.
Colin's also in a great position now as well, on the soft tyres with Leo on mediums.
Oh, here he already is. It was 1.2 second after his, he overtook Godzilla. And now he's already in overtaking position.
And I don't want to jinx him, but Boris is doing very well as well. Be nice to see Boris get some good points.
Yeah, for sure. And for tonight, it's going to be really Ferrari and Haas, the race. And Colin going for P1 position as he overtook Leo in the safety car, in the first DRS zone. And Boris now really close towards Flying Boy Val. Well, Val really keeping his solid defenses, and both cars running the same ERS level. Oh, and that's a 3 second for Godzilla. And seeing he's running top in P3 position, that's definitely not something you want to look at with your opponent. Oh, and there goes Boris for a 3 second. I can't believe that was track limits.
Yeah, it didn't look like he did it.
It looked like he was right on the white line, but yeah, well. But a bit of train forming up now behind him, with Sprunky and Andrew right behind him, and CJ Butch loses Jaden, Chicks, and FCT, and Barker just behind there. Oh, and Chicks went over the yellow, the orange cup, caught air, and took out FCT the best. Oh. He couldn't really do anything about it, but
And we have a safety car again.
Oh my god, and now, whoa, what's gonna happen now?
We're gonna have a
Also
sprint race.
Yeah, we're gonna have a sprint race for 9 laps. What was? I guess it's gonna be 2 lap safety car again as well. And yes, Spinotla's in. Of course, Spinotla's in.
Just putting fresh softs on.
Absolutely damn fucking right he is. Oh, sorry for. Sorry. Absolutely he is, and he's just right. Going for the fresh soft tires here.
Maybe that brings him right back into contention now.
Now he can actually, yeah. Maybe he can get enough points now to have a fair gap on Leo, but I need to. Oh wow, that's gonna ask a lot of.
And Spritzy in chat saying Rick 5 penalty points.
Sorry.
We've only done one swear. I'm sure I heard more than that last night, Spritzy.
It's only one.
He's telling us to be quiet.
No, you be quiet. The Comscore started with you saying you wanted to see Colin's lap, and then he spun.
And last night, he was doing it last night as well, Rick.
And last night as well. And you do it a lot to me as well. So, let's see. So first position, of course, is 40 points, and then we got second position with 35 points. And for if it keeps like this, with a gap of 53 points, it will all come down to next week.
Yeah, it makes the last race of the season very interesting for Highgate.
It will make it. I would love to see it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's always nice to see it go down to the last race.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we already make it. The league already gets really exciting, seeing only the other 2 championship only got finished this week. So with only 2 rounds left, they decided the championship title. So it's already getting excited by the amount of points you get with a high finish. But Spinotla will take. He's in P12, so he will take 4 points. And
I'm sure Bakker will let him through as well.
Yeah, for sure. If the gap is there, if the chance is there, he will definitely let his teammates pass. What do you think about the guys still running this medium tires, like Leo and Andrew?
I think they're going to be really struggling. The fresh softs are so powerful.
They are. They're like rockets.
And even Colin and Boris on six lap old softs, they could be struggling.
Yeah, the wear on those tires will. Well, yeah, I don't know about Colin. Colin has the advantage of having 2 guys behind him on really old mediums. So they can maybe hold up, like drivers like Boris and Rodzilla a bit. I mean, the threat really comes from P7, because then it's all fresh tires.
Yeah.
So the guys running no fresh tires are all behind Colin.
And looking at the penalties, Boris and Brazilla have both got 3 seconds each. So with
Yeah,
the grid bunching up now.
With a late safety car like this, you definitely not want that. A Barker even getting 9 seconds. It all went downwards after the crash for him.
He's got good pace around here as well, Becker.
He does, yeah, he does have good pace. I mean, he came back really strong, but then he spun again.
And safety car is in this lap.
Yeah, and we're gonna join Leo on the restart with Colin in front of him.
Interesting to see if Sminotler can make some places up now.
He definitely has a chance to get some decent positions back here. And there we go, and Colin seems to be awakened just right, and so does Leo, as they both slam in a gap already on the P3 position. Flying by Val going fast, but not fast enough with Boris behind him, but the gap is big enough. Andrew under the full pressure of Sprunky. And Rodzilla. Oh, and Andrew spun again! And that's really unfortunate for him, and it's another McLaren who doesn't survive turn 1. And that's a loss of position, and now the Ferrari and Haas team are looking really good for the points. If Boris can keep off Sprunky enough. Oh, and there goes Rodzilla on the inside of Sprunky. And it's side by side still. Oh, this is clean racing here. A bit of touching, so it was harsh but clean. And that's a really nice overtake from Rodzilla on the Alpine of Sprunky. CJ Butch looking to close in on Sprunky as well. And in the back we got Spinotla just fell away a bit. And I think he definitely has some damage somewhere we can't see.
Yeah.
Barker doing good. Keeping it close towards Jaden. And joining the DRS train there. And sorry.
Colin already pulling a 2-second gap from Leo in second.
Yeah, Flying Boy Fell is quite far away as well, as Rodzilla is now overtaking Boris. But looking at the penalties, if Sprunky can keep this up, he can still scoop away the P4 position. And then he will be very glad with his race after such a bad qualifying for him.
I think that will be his best finish of the season as well, wouldn't it? That I can remember anyway.
For Sprunky, yeah, I believe as well. P4, yeah. Might just be his best finish. In RPM at least. I'd rather feel him in a different league as well, and he seems to be so fast there.
CJ Butch just got past Sprunky as well.
Yeah, he's doing really good. And Sprunky, of course, having the disadvantage of having 8 lap mediums. But having the luck of Jaden and Lucis battling it out towards each other as well. And there goes Rodzilla on the inside, offline by Val. And this is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, and they're 3 wide, and Jaden made a bit of contact and went into the
flying
barrier.
by Val? Is it flying by Val as well?
Yeah, there was 3 wide going into the corner.
Oh, and he got damage. Oh, and Boris goes in. So Flying by Val and Boris just lost it out on that last corner. Oh, that's so sad. But I don't know if there was contact between Flying by Val and Rodzilla. I don't think so. But yeah, he lost after that. As you said, there was contact in the back. And running 3 wide through that corner, definitely not going to work.
Yeah, I think they made contact just before the corner. I think Jaden turned in and got his back wheel caught and spun into the barrier.
That's very unlucky. And in the end of the race so far, it looks like the bad luck just kicked in for the high gear division. With only 13 cars on track.
R and Big Puggy has spun round.
Also R1D44 as well. And Spreadsheet cheering for Barker here, who's looking good in P7. And his teammate Sminotla actually looking good in P9 as well, but close behind Big Puggy and Barker, so he will scoop away 2 positions based on penalties just there. And that will make him P7, and that will make it a bit more interesting for the championship. As Leo has a really big gap towards Colin there. And that will definitely not be a battle again.
And CJ Butch just got a 3-second penalty as well, so Spunky's in with a shot at a podium here.
Oh, I got rid of Scylla on the disconnect. I believe, yeah, Rodzilla has a cross. And he got 5 seconds as well. I think he disconnected.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think he's gone into AI.
And this is easy positions then. Oh, Spunky running wide. And there comes CJ Butch on the inside. And Barker actually going for P5. With, oh, and this is really nice driving towards Lucis and Barker. Going side by side through the chicane there. You're guessing a win is possible for Barker, Shaq? You're serious? He has 9 seconds of penalties. Well, he's definitely showing that you should never give up on the race, even if you got their penalties and will lose the positions anyway. Always continue and try to get the best out of it.
Andrew was just DNF'd as well. Second to last corner.
Oh man. Oh, and that was Lucis with a 3-second. He was clean on penalties, I believe. Yeah, he was clean, and they kept him a 3-second as well. I feel sorry for Rodzilla. He was doing really good, and then if you disconnect.
Yeah, it's a shame. He was really unlucky last night as well. He was battling for the win all the way up to the end, and I think he spun like with 3 corners to go.
Yeah, that's just sad for him. But it definitely shows he has some serious pace. And but who would have thought Sprunky after a crash in the qualifying, now with only 1 lap to go, running P3, and with the cars behind him on fresh soft, but also having all of them having penalties. He's looking really strong. Here comes CJ Butch, but he's under attack of Barker as well, who's running the outside line towards third one. And it's a bit of contact, but it will stay clean though. And here comes Lucis
joining as well.
Yeah, he takes a really the inside line, doesn't it? Oh, and he runs wide here. But has the better traction. Oh, CJ Butch spun! Oh, on the exit there, and we've seen that a lot of times here tonight. But Butch also became victim of the no traction.
That's really unlucky for him. And also Sminotla on course, he could get P6 here, so damage limitation for him.
Yeah. He's not within the gap of Barker, so
Yeah.
I guess they're both Red Bulls will take decent points. And but I'm really glad for Sprunky after such a bad qualifying. But yeah, oh, this is the last lap. I thought we were already on the last lap. But yeah, we go switch to the leader of the race for now, as the battling in the back in the pack is a bit off now, as Barker is closing in on Sprunky, but he, knowing he will lose the place anyway, I don't think he will take any risk of trying to overtake him and just try to get solid points in, as we are watching the Ferrari and the leader and probably winner of tonight's race here coming in his last lap of Sochi, Russia, in RPM Esports High Gear Division.
It's a really nice drive from Colin.
Oh, it's who's that? Oh, Spinotla spun. Spinotla spun and completely lost out. Did he got damage?
Yeah, it looks like it.
No, he didn't really got damage. I think his tires was just heated up. But let's go back to the Ferrari and winner of tonight's race, who already cheering for himself here, coming through the last corner. It's I-Learner driver Colin in P1, and what a solid race for him. As Leo now comes up in the last corner, it takes a solid P2, and he had a really good race as well, and he will be very glad with those points, as the championship is still open. Sprunky, after a really bad qualifying, takes the podium anyway and takes P3 position. Lucis coming up in P4. We got Big Puggy as a reserve in P5 on the high gear division, so he can be very proud of that result. Barker still getting P6. Sminotla getting P7 after a really bad start of the race for him. And it all came down to the last safety car for sell-off points for him. I believe it was R1D44 in P8. We got Boris in P9, CJ Butch in P10, and then I have no idea again. And then we have our driver of the day, and it was Sprunky, and that's definitely deserved. You want to try to get them in for an interview, John?
Yeah, sure.
So we got Colin, Leo, and Sprunky.
Yeah. I don't think Leo will join because he doesn't normally do interviews, but we'll send him an invite and try.
Yeah, we'll just try. I know Sprunky loves to be in the spotlight, so. But what a solid race, guys. Really nice, and it had a lot of drama, and it had a lot of exciting moments as well. As we do watch the final grid standings now here, and unlucky for a lot of guys DNFing: Andrew, Jaden, Shix, FCT, Cosmo, Brent, and Brandon. But still, Sminotla got P7. And P7 is still 16 points, so Leo has 35 points now. So the gap is still open. It's all coming down towards next week. as we're gonna see if any of the guys will join for an interview. Thanks, Bertie, for watching tonight. Have a great evening yourself as well. And Mirko, bravo Sprunky, and indeed bravo Sprunky. We do have one guy in already, and I guess he's one of the cars on the podium who didn't expect it in the beginning of the race. In the Alpine on P3, we got Sprunky taking a really solid P3. Congrats, mate, on the race and a really good result. How did the race go after you had such a bad luck in qualifying?
Well, first of all, thank you, mate. And it was a great race. It was hard racing, but still it was fair. I didn't expect it to get it to the podium. I mean, Russia is one of my favorite tracks, if not the favorite. But in every league, I do well on it. So I'm just glad I got P3 in the end.
Yeah, as you said already, you didn't expect it. And we've seen the carnage in turn 1 on the start of the race. I believe you were caught up in it as well. What were your thoughts after that happened?
Yeah, I was in the carnage. I started braking earlier, but I still hit the AlphaTauri, I think. I'm not sure. And yeah, I thought it was over because, always, it's never over until it's over, but I didn't really have much, faith I'm gonna make it to the top 10, but in the end I made it to the P3, so I'm happy about it. Yeah.
You think? Did you get scared after that last safety car being on all the mediums?
I did. Yeah. I was thinking to go to the softs, but then I would finish 10th or 12th after I come out.
Yeah.
So it didn't pay out. It paid out.
Yeah. In the end, your decision really paid out. You got a solid P3 position, and I think you really deserve that one after a solid race.
Yeah.
John, you got any other questions for Sprunky?
Yeah, congratulations, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Is that your best finish in RPM so far, or?
I think it is, yeah.
Well done.
Well, it took you almost a whole season, but you got it in the end.
Yeah, I raced in a few leagues, and in one league I do very well, but in every other league I don't know why. It could be the car, because in one league I drive another car, and this one I drive another car, so it could be that, but I'm happy I made it finally.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'm paranoid, but I seem to think that there's slight difference in the handling between different cars anyway, I do.
It could be, yeah. It could be, because I feel slower with the Alpine, to be honest.
Well, tonight you definitely weren't slower, mate, and you got in a solid points for the Alpine, and I will know that Spritzy is very glad with you tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congrats again, and everybody in chat, thank you for watching here in RPM High Gear Division. In one of the last rounds of this season, we got next week, out of my head, Abu Dhabi. And that will be a very exciting race for High Gear, as the championship is still not decided. So hopefully see you all back next week. John, any last words?
No, mate. Just looking forward to next week now.
Yeah, same here. And see you all next week, hopefully. And have a great evening.